Sent the corny drive-through at gmail.com from, I don't know what the, JTK Hulk. Do you think the burial of Austin Theory and the burial/disappearance of Lacey Evans is Triple H's way of getting back at Vince for ruining pretty much the majority of Triple H's guys that he had elevated in NXT? Since it was known that Austin Theory and Lacey Evans were handpicked favorites of Vince, and now Vince has to see them job to everyone. What are your thoughts on this idea?
Well, no, I mean, it's a wonderful conspiracy theory, but no, I would think, first of all, I don't believe that Triple H would not only sacrifice business or talent if he believed in them, or in any way fuck around like that just so Vince would be miserable when he watched the show. No. I think for whatever reason, either Triple H doesn't see anything in Theory or doesn't like him personally, or maybe there's something that we don't know that he is pissed in somebody's post-toasties. It hadn't come to light yet. But I don't think Triple H would do that just so Vince wouldn't enjoy the show. With Lacey Evans...
Yeah, by the way, they still care about Vince. If they didn't, JBL wouldn't be on there managing Baron Corbin.
Well, no, actually, no, in all seriousness, that's the only other part of Raw that's worth watching is when JBL comes out.
He sucks.
From the time he starts talking till the time he introduces Baron Corbin, that's the only other entertaining part of the program.
Nah.
Because he's so natural at it. He's a fucking shit disturber with a personality.
He's a favorite of Vince. So when you're arguing that all Vince's favorites are being put off TV, what does it say about the fact that all of a sudden he's there?
Well, but also show me anybody that is as good and natural and effortless as that is coming out and being a real fucking prick.
But no one cares. It's JBL. Great. It's JBL.
But at least I could enjoy for 90 seconds listening to this program when he's talking. But nevertheless, Triple H wouldn't do that. With this, it's got to be something else. With Lacey Evans, I believe they've taken her off television because that introduction was so convoluted and the initial, matches and she turned heel and blah, blah, blah. I think they probably just said, whoa, let's just stop this whole thing and reevaluate this because she has a ton of potential. And I don't see why they would waste that. If they wanted to make Vince, if that was even a motive and they wanted to make Vince mad, then maybe they'd beat his guy or girl on TV, but they wouldn't just take him off and they'd disappear. That's the best thing that can happen when somebody's going in the wrong direction.
And that makes sense for Lacey Evans, but the Theory one still, I mean, every time you try to wrap your head around it, what the hell is going on?
This is just, sometimes there's sometimes you just don't see something in talent, even though everybody else does. And maybe is that I don't fucking know, but I don't know how you could overlook this. Or has he really ticked somebody off? Did he start getting a big head when he was Vince's? Was he hard with the office to deal with? I don't know. Grasping at straws here.
We know that WWE loves punishing people publicly. They did it to Triple H for a year. Just so happens he's in charge now, and it's been ever since Vince has been gone. I know he had the briefcase, and in a sense, that should give you some cachet there, but he's been losing every single match. He's been treated like a jerk every single episode. Give him credit. He hasn't given up. His work is good. His promos are still good. But do you think there's anything to the idea of we're the WWE, we're going to punish you and humble you until you become who we want you to be?
Again, I don't know why they would reverse a course like that, on something they already had going just to revamp this kid's, opinion or attitude or whatever the case. But, it's sometimes frustrating. You look at Triple H and you think he was in a big money drawing era. He associated with a lot of the best minds, whether some of those minds were altered at one point or another, who knows? But he knows what draws money, and he wants to be more wrestling. And then here is fucking Johnny Gargano all over the program, and Theory is getting beaten like a government mule. It's boggling.
And they're desperate for main eventers.
And they're desperate for main eventers in the future, 2 years from now, which is what they ought to be looking at for him right now. I don't know.
Well, on the bright side, Austin Theory, I believe, used that name before he ever signed with WWE.
Well, good. Maybe that's the problem. They're going to beat him and get people to not give a shit about Austin Theory and then bring him back as Henry Finkelstein.
I was going to say maybe he could appear on another program as Austin Theory at some point, but that was Raw. That's all we're going to talk about from Raw.